Now let's get started. So we have to complete the following tables and then write them as ordered pairs. Okay, so we have X and Y. So tell me in the chat, between the X and the Y, which one is our input? Which one are we substituting into my formula? Nice. Nice. Our X is the input, okay? So we're going to take X, and wherever you see X, you're going to substitute it in your formula there. So -2, a 0, and a 5. And I want you guys to tell me, with -9 and 3, are we going to substitute those in the X part of the equation or the Y part? What do we think? Landiso says Y. What does everybody else say? Kashmira says Y. Okay, guys, there are at least 66 of you in here. We're going to need much more participation than this. Okay, there we go. Thank you, AD. The Y part. So these ones that are under Y, we substitute them where you see Y. Now let's do it. Okay, let's start with X equals -2. So then you're going to say Y equals 3 times, and instead of X, you substitute -2 minus 6. 3 times -2 would be -6 minus 6. What's the answer? Has anybody tried it? There we go. -12. Everybody else is very quiet. I don't know what's going on. What's going on, guys? Are we remembering or refreshing our memories? What's going on? The answer is -12. Thank you very much. Wonderful. So with your input of -2, your answer will be -12. Now we are on -9. You guys said we have to substitute -9 where I see my Y. So that means you guys are saying I should say -Y equals 3x minus 6. Right? Now, how are we going to solve for X? I don't know why my laptop is making so much noise. How are we going to solve for X? Anyone have an idea? Nope. There we go. Yes, Bokang?
And then we are going to say 3x is equal to -6 plus 9.
-6 plus 9. Okay, so you're saying 3x. Do you say -3x or just 3x?
-3x.
There we go. Equals to -6 plus 9. Okay. What's -6 plus 9?
-6 plus 9 is equal to 3.
3. Then?
Divide by 3.
Divide by -3. Divide by -3. Therefore, X is?
X is -1.
Nice. Thank you, Bokang. That was beautiful. So this is -1. Okay. That was beautiful. I love it. I love it when you guys participate, and I love it even more when you guys know the answer. Now, let us do the next one. Now, this time our input is a 0. Input is 0. Input means you substituted where you see an X. I've color-coded it so nicely for us, guys. So let's go over here. There we go. So this time you're going to say Y equals 3 times 0 minus 6. How much is that? There we go. Oh, we're working fast and I love it. Therefore, Y is -6. Okay. Now, next one. This time our output is -3. Positive 3, excuse me. Positive 3. Zara, which method have you learned? Let's see. Is that a hint? No. No, it's not. Zara says she or he has learned a different method. There we go. Okay. Zara says -9 plus 6. Oh, so you're just moving it to the other side. And that's fine, Zara. That's fine. So Zara is saying the one that she knows is, we're going to say 3 equals 3x plus 6. And then you take the 6 over to that side. So you're going to have 3 plus 6. Nope, it was first a minus. Sorry, I messed up the equation. This was -6. There we go. So it's going to be 3 plus 6 equals 3x, right? And then 9 equals 3x. Divide by 3, divide by 3. Therefore, x is 3. Is that what you mean, Zara? I hope that's what Zara was saying. So whether you take them to the left or to the right, that is okay, as long as you solve for x properly. There we go. So that's okay, okay? And then let's do the last one. Okay, I see hands are up. Sia, do you have a question? Are you doing the last one with me?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Oh, first I wanted to do the one that you just did now, but you already did the answer, so I'll do the next one with you.
There we go.
Okay, so y is equals to 3x minus 6. Y is equals to 3, open brackets, put the 5, then minus 6.
Here we go.
And then y is equals to 15 minus 6. And then y is equals to 9.
Beautiful, Sia. Thank you very much. That was beautiful. Thank you very much for doing that one with me. Okay, so do we remember how to do this now? Hopefully we have refreshed our memories how to do this. But have we answered the whole question? There's a part that says and then it says something else after that. Yes, Likona?
Hi, ma'am. I want to ask a question. What do you call the same? I want to ask a question. What is this called? This equation called graphs?
Yes, these are functions, but this is the section of graphs, okay? So this is a
Okay.
linear equation because there is
Okay.
no exponent there by x. So it's just
Yes,
a
ma'am.
linear graph, okay?
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Okay, guys, have we answered the question? There's one thing that we're missing that we haven't done yet. What is that? Anybody see the instruction? It said complete the table and then what? What does this part mean, guys? And write down the ordered pairs. Does anyone remember what the ordered pairs are? Yes, Mikhail and Rylan. Thank you very much. Yes, Wadey. You may help. Please raise your hand so I can unmute you. There we go. Hello.
How are you?
Well, and you?
So, the order pairs is for the first one is -2 and -12.
Okay, so how am I going to write it?
Brackets.
There we go. Okay. What's the next one?
And -1 and -9.
-1, -9. Next.
And -6.
0 and -6. Next. 3 and 3. And the last one?
And 9.
5 and 9. Thank you very much. That was fabulous. Okay, now we have answered the full question, guys. Yes, it is, Lisedi, beautiful. And yes, Andisa coordinates. Okay, let me give you guys a chance to take a screenshot of this before we move on to the next one. Any questions? Thumbs up, thumbs down. We all remember how to do this. Let's get a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Just a nice check-in of where everyone is. Oratile, do you have a question?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, my question is not regarding this, ma'am, but it's about the boot camp, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, will it be just one day or will it be like 2 days?
We have 2 Saturdays because the one day we're going to do paper 1 and then the next one we're going to do paper 2.
Oh, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, that was a good question from Oratile. Boot camp is 2 days, okay? We have one Saturday for paper 1 and another Saturday for paper 2. Hopefully everyone is taking screenshots. I am about to move on. Yes, exam boot camp. Maybe you went in the waiting room. You might have missed it. I should probably get a screenshot of that banner and put it up. I keep forgetting. I'm always like, I should put this up. And then I just forget. We'll get the banner. We'll get the banner. Okay, from now on. Ish, I must not remember. Guys, I'm getting old. Hey. But it's fine. Look at someone shaking her head. I am. Okay, guys. Let us do the last one. Remember, we're getting coordinates and then finding ordered pairs. Okay. Nkatek was writing a test tomorrow. All the best. Wady already has an answer for me, which is 9. Be careful, Wady. Are you sure it's 9? Are you sure? Let's see. Okay, so we have established that these ones go where X is. Okay, let me highlight all of them. And the ones at the bottom go where Y is there. Okay. Now, so it says X equals negative 3 squared. What's negative 3 squared? What's negative 3 squared? Negative 3 squared. Not the final answer. Negative 3 squared. Anyone? Remember, guys, negative 3 squared means negative 3 times negative 3, right? So 2 negatives give you what? If I multiply 2 negatives together, they give me a positive. Thank you. See, yeah? And then 3 times 3 is 9. So now this part alone, this one equals 9, right? Therefore, this is negative 9. And then a negative and a positive give you what? What do a negative and a positive give us? A negative. So my final answer is then negative 9. Nice, guys. Do we understand? We like such things because they trick us. And it's okay if you see a mistake because then you will be more vigilant the next time. It's okay, Chichi. Welcome. Now we have to substitute negative 4 where we see Y this time. Do you see that it's an output? So therefore, I have to say negative 4 equals negative X squared. Oh, does anybody have an idea how we're going to solve this one? Does anyone have an idea how we're going to solve this one? Anyone? There we go. Yes, Likona.
Hi, ma'am. Ma'am,
Hello.
don't you switch negative 4 around to a positive 4?
Ooh, how though?
By taking it over the equal sign.
Okay, so you want to take that aside.
Yes.
But then it's going to be negative X squared plus 4 equals 0. Do you see that we can't solve that?
Oh, I see now, ma'am.
We want this guy to be on his own, this X over here. Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
So there are 2 things we have to get rid of. First, we have to get rid of this square guy over here. And we also have to get rid of this negative in front. Do you see that?
Oh, then you add both of them.
No. How do we get rid of a
Mm.
negative? Think of it. If we had 2x squared in front of it, how would we get rid of this 2?
Oh, I'm not sure what that's.
Okay, let's see if anyone can help you in the chat. Let's see if
Okay.
anyone can answer in the chat. Guys, if we have a coefficient like 2x squared, like we do in here, how did we get rid of whatever's in front of the x? There we go. We would have divided by 2, right? That's what we
Oh,
would have.
now I see.
So now we have a negative
Mhm.
1. So how am I going to get rid of it?
-1. I'm not
How do
sure,
we
man.
divide? Do you understand why?
No, man. Can you explain, please?
Okay, so do you see here? Let's go back to my example that I had over here. Let's say I had a 2x squared, right? The
Yes, ma'am.
reason we divide by 2, it's so that this 2 and this 2 would cancel out. Do you agree?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
So in this case, we want to get rid of a negative 1.
Yes.
So we divide by negative 1. So then this negative will cancel out with that
That's good.
negative. Do you see
Okay.
that?
Yes, ma'am.
Or what we do on the right-hand side, what
You
should
got
we
the
do?
left hand side.
Do the left. So we should
Left hand
also
side.
divide by negative 1. There
Okay.
we go. Does it make sense now?
Yes, now I understand. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Okay, guys. So we divided by negative 1 to get rid of the negative. So then, what's a negative divided by a negative, guys? Now I'm on the left-hand side. A negative divided by a negative? There we go. Thanks,
Mm.
Buche. Positive 4. And on the right, we're left with a x squared. Okay, now what do we do? Now we're left with x squared equals 4. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? How do we get rid of the square? Anybody know? There we go. Square root says Kanyo. But what happens if we introduce a square root? Does anybody remember what we said? This question didn't originally have a square root, right? We are the ones introducing it. So what do we have to do? Do we just square root? No, there's one thing that we have to do in front of the square root. Does anyone remember that? So yes, I'm on a square root, but there we go, Wadey. It's plus or minus. Wadey, you just made my night. It is plus or minus, guys. I said if a question does not have a square root and we introduce it, we have to say plus or minus because both of them are true. Okay, so therefore, x is equal to plus or minus 2. There are two solutions for this, guys. There are two solutions for it. So therefore, this one has to be a -2 because we already have +2 over there. I have a feeling I lost half of you guys. Are we with me? Are we with me, guys? If I lost you, that's okay. Just raise your hand and we can go through it step by step. Just raise your hand and we can go through it step by step, okay? I'll just explain the square rooting part. Okay, I have a feeling there are some people who might be lost. So we add a plus or minus to it. Yes, Mikhail, and this is why. Remember, this part says x squared equals 4, right? Yes, I agree 2 squared is equal to 4. I'm not disputing that. That is true. But how much is -2 squared, guys? Tell me how much -2 squared is. negative 2 squared. That means negative 2 times negative 2. Mikhail, negative 2. So there we go. Do you see why there are two possible solutions? They will both give you 4. So when you introduce a square root into the question, look, the original question did not have a square root, right? We are the ones that are introducing it. Then you have to say this plus or minus. What that means is x equals 2 or x equals negative 2. So there are two possible solutions, because if you square both of them, you'll get the same answer. Do you see what I mean? So what I said is, in our table, remember we were solving for x. In our table, we already have a positive 2. Do you see that? So that means the one that's left over is negative 2. Are you guys with me now, guys? Do you guys feel better about what I'm saying? So there we go. I'm glad, Mikhail. I'm glad you feel better about what I'm saying. So there are two possible solutions for x squared equals 4, because whichever one you square, you will get the answer 4. If you square negative 2, you'll get 4. If you square positive 2, you'll get 4. So since we were solving for x, there is already a positive 2. That means the one that's missing has to be a negative 2. Okay. You guys must go watch this video again if you're still a little bit lost. I promise you, the more you watch it, the more you'll feel better. Okay, now we are at 0. Am I substituting 0 where there is a x or where there is a y? According to my formula, and where 0 is, am I substituting where there's an x or where there's a y? Look carefully, Chi-Chi. 0 is over here. It's highlighted yellow, which means I'm substituting it where? X. Yes, that is true, Rylan. The answer will be 0, okay? Because you're going to end up with negative 0 squared. This means 0 times 0. And remember, 0 can't be negative, so your answer is just 0. 0 goes with 0. Okay. Now, next one. Input is 2. Input is 2. There we go, Lesedi. Y equals negative 2 squared. That means first square the 2, so you'll get a 4. Negative and a positive, negative 4. Do you see why we had two possible solutions? Everyone who might have still been lost here, do we still see why we had two possible solutions? We substituted two different numbers here, a positive 2 and a negative 2, and they both gave you the same answer. That's why I said you need to add the plus minus. Okay. And then the last one, negative 9, is our output. So then we're going to say negative 9 equals negative x squared. Yes, it is 3, Lesedi, and you could have gotten that just by inspection, because you could tell that the other negative 9 is with the negative 3. Do you see, guys? So this is negative 9 equals negative x squared. We divide by negative 1 again to get rid of the negative. Okay, so then you'll be left with 9 equals x squared. You square root, but I said if you square root, you have to say plus minus. Therefore, x equals plus or minus 3. But we already have a negative 3. Therefore, this one has to be a positive 3. Will all your answers be in the negative? Ryland, that is a good observation. Only if you have a square. Okay? Because, Ryland, any number, if you square it, will you get a positive or a negative answer? Think of any number in the world. If you square any number, guys, do you always get a positive, or do you sometimes get a negative? What do you guys think? Oh, Ryland says both. Which one would you get a negative on? Remember, Ryland, negative 3 squared means a negative times a negative. So your answer will always be positive. Do you see that? Your answer will always be positive for squaring a number. That means this part of the equation, I need more colors. This part of the equation without the negative will always be positive. Okay, x squared will always give you a positive answer. So if you're taking a positive answer and you're multiplying it by a negative, that means your answers will always be what? Pimela? No, you can't. Please clarify what you mean. Are you with me, Rylan? So if this part is always positive, then a positive and a negative give you a negative, guys. There we go. There we go, Andiswa. Because x squared will always be positive. So in this case, yes, my answer will always be negative. I hope I answered your question. Okay. Thumbs up, thumbs down. How are we feeling? Okay. If we say thumbs down, does anybody have a question? Okay, so far I don't see a thumbs down. I think revision is going well. Okay, if you feel like you need a little bit more explanation, remember we did extensive courses on this. This is just revision. So you're more than welcome to check out the videos on the website. Okay. Okay, let's move on to a different concept now. Okay. No, there's no quiz today. Now we get to the stuff. Determine the rule in the following table. Does anybody remember how to determine the rule? This time we are given a table. Okay, Pamela, you need to ask a question. Where did I lose you? Raise your hand, please. Nice, Chichi. Chichi has an idea of what we're doing here. Pamela, please raise your hand. I'm going back. Okay. Okay, I'll go back when you raise your hand. Okay, we are determining the rule in the table. Okay. So this time we've been given both the inputs and the outputs, and they're asking us which rule was used to determine this table, to find the values in this table, right? Now let's check. Chichi says TN. Does anyone else have an idea? Should I give you a hint? Okay, not quite. Buhle, that's not how we did it. How do I get from -4 to -1? How do I get from -4 to -1? Anybody? Nobody? We're not subtracting. We're going that way in the number line. There we go. We added 3. -1 to 2. We added 3. Okay, I'm seeing a trend here and I need someone to tell me what this 3 is. What are we going to do with this 3? Yes, Bokang?
And then 3 is our y-intercept.
No, not quite. Let's see what everyone is saying in the chat. It's not a constant. People who were here when we did this, there's a, okay, it is a constant difference. I agree with that. But what do we do with the constant difference? We make it what? What do we do with the constant? People who were here when we did this, your hint is it starts with an M. The word we're looking for starts with an M. Oh, wait is close. Wait is close. Multi. We forgot. I'm getting close. How do you spell it? Multiplication, no. Nobody remembers. Okay, there we go. Thanks, Charlie. Boo, 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 boo. It's a multiplier, guys. I'm so disappointed that people who are here forgot. I can't believe it. Okay, we made it our multiplier, guys. We made it our multiplier. What do you do with a multiplier? You multiply it. So we're going to say 3. I know, AD. I know you weren't here. And you definitely tried. You were so close. So what we did with this multiplier is we said 3 times something, and we want something. So this was a trial and error type of method, guys. So let's look at term number 1. Okay, term number 1 means my input is 1. So if my input is 1, guys, which output do I want? So look at the table. If I am inputting 1, what output am I looking for? Let's see. Look at 1, not -1, 1. There we go, Andy Swa. So I'm going to say 3 times blah, 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 blah. And at the end of that, I want an answer that says equals 2. Okay, now I need to use this input. You always multiply by your input, which is 1. Now tell me, guys, is 3 times 1 equals to 2? Is 3 times 1 equals to 2? No. Right? 3 times 1 is what? 3. But we want an answer of 2, guys. So what do we do to this 3 to get to 2? Thank you, Andy Swa. Minus 1. 3 times 1 minus 1 is 2. Okay, so we tested it with an input of 1. Let's use this new method that I've now gotten with a different input. Let's use the input of 2. So if I say 3 times 2 minus 1, how much do I get? What's 3 times 2? Minus 1 is 5. Is 5 the output that I'm looking for? Look at the table. Is 5 the output that we're looking for? Yes. So is our method correct, guys? Our formula is correct. So to get to your answer, you're going to say 3 times your input minus 1, and that will give you your output. Nice, guys. I have a feeling a lot of you are with me, but I know someone might be lost. Is there anybody that I lost on the way somewhere? Is there anyone that I lost on the way somewhere? Hands up if I have lost you on the way somewhere. Okay, guys. Nobody wants to raise their hand, but it's okay. Let me just repeat quickly. So step 1 is you find the constant difference, okay? In our case, it was a 3, a positive 3. So now you're going to take that constant difference and you're going to multiply it by your input. So you're going to say that 3 multiplied by any input, okay? So I chose the input of 1. So I chose the input of 1. Now 3 times 1 gives me 3. But now I have to look. I wanted an output of 2, not 3. What I wanted was a 2, right? So what do I have to do to this 3 to get to the output that I want? I can subtract 1. So now we have a temporary formula that sort of thinks works, okay? So then you take the formula that you've just now figured out. No, it can't have different numbers if it's a constant difference. Okay, see, yeah? This only works with linear patterns. So this is linear, okay? This is linear. If it doesn't have a constant difference, this formula doesn't work at all because it will not be linear. Okay, so yeah, do you get what I mean? So that's why you need to test it first. You need to first check, do I have a constant difference? Then go forward from there. If you don't have a constant difference, then you cannot use this method. Okay, so yeah. We will if everybody responds to me. Are we all good? We all good? We remember? There we go. I see your thumbs up. Okay, wonderful. Whew. The graph below shows the relationship between X and Y. Find the formula. This time we have a graph and we're being asked to find the formula. What's the difference between the one before and this one? What's the difference between the one before and this one? If we don't cooperate, we won't have a brain break at all. At all. This is a graph. Thank you, AD. So we need to find the coordinates. So the previous one sort of gave us the coordinates, but in this one, we need to find the coordinates. So I'm going to write the first coordinates that I see. Okay. I see 1 and 3. That would be this coordinate over here. Okay. If you go down to the x-axis, it's a 1. And if you go left, it's a 3. Beautiful. Yes, Oratile.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
The other coordinates is 2 and 4.
Thank you. 2 and 4. We need one more.
3 and 5, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Oratile. So Oratile has helped us get the coordinates, okay? So if I was going to draw this on the table, I would have X at the top, Y at the bottom, and then in my X, I would have 1, 2, 3, and at the bottom, I would have 3, a 4, and a 5. Step 1, what was my step 1 of finding the equation? What did we need? The thing that Sia asked about. Sia asked about something very important. What was it? Let's hear. Oratile, did your hand go up again? I'm not sure. What was the first thing we looked for? No. There we go. Thanks, Charlie. The multiplier. Thanks, Yanda. So we look for the constant difference, which is our multiplier. How do I get from 3 to 4? Thank you, Sohan. Is it Sohan? There you go, Sohan. Sohan has already found our equation. How do I get from 3 to 4? I add 1. And then from 4 to 5, I add 1. So now we have our multiplier. Okay, so then we're going to say 1 times, I'm going to use the first one. So I'm going to say 1 times 1. Is 1 times 1 equal to 3? No. What do I have to add? 1 times 1 is not 3. What do I still have to add? Plus 2. Okay, wonderful. Plus 2. So let's see if it works with the second one. 2 times 1 plus 2. That is 4. Is that correct? Is my formula correct? Yes, it is. So then our formula is to get your output, you're going to say 1 times x. You don't have to write the 1 times plus 2. And that is done. Hopefully that one made everything get into perspective and hopefully it makes you guys feel better. Okay, wonderful. Now we can have a brain break. I'm satisfied that we have sort of worked. Haha. Okay, I need you guys to fill in the symbols that are at the bottom to make this statement true. How do I do that? Wonderful, Sia. I like it. How do I make it true? We all went very quiet for people who were asking for a brain break 2 minutes ago. It suddenly went dead quiet. So you can fill in either of these. Oh, Wade's hand is up. Yes, Wade, have you figured this out?
It's 2 plus 1.
2 plus 1. Okay. You say times 6. I think you said times 6. Okay.
Minus 6.
Minus 6. Okay, let's see what Bodmer says. Bodmer says we must multiply there first. Do you agree? So it's going to be 2 plus 6 minus 6. That's definitely not 48. Damn, damn, damn. Let's try again. Let's see what Omulema has to say. Yes, Omulema?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I got 2 divided by 1 plus 6 times 6.
Plus 6 times 6. Okay. 6 times 6 would be 36, right? And 2 divided by 1 is a 2. So that's going to give us 38, isn't it?
Okay.
I feel like you're close though. Feel like you're close. Anyone? Anyone else? No? Okay. Now I'm trying to figure this out because nobody else is saying anything. I'm trying, ma'am. Someone says negative plus times. Okay, let's see. Negative plus and times. Okay. So 6 times 6. Okay. 2 minus 1. 1 plus that is 37, guys. That's 37. Yes, you are allowed to use 2 of the same symbols. You may do that. We may do that. Okay, Nolitano says 2 times 1 plus 6 times 6. Didn't we try that already? That's 38. It's 36 plus 2, which is 38, isn't it? Yeah, that seems correct. Guys, it's supposed to be a brain break. Let's see if I can see what's going on here. Even I'm like, what's happened here? I had it earlier and now I'm like, I forgot. This thing of me not writing down stuff is going to catch up with me in life one day. One day is one day. It's going to catch up. Nope. Ain't nobody figured it out. Even Simone is smiling like, I don't know what's going on here.
I was literally about to unmute and say, I've been looking at this for the last 5 minutes, and every time I think I have it, I don't.
I also thought I had it, but I'm like, no, that's a lie. That would be a lie. Rasau Baki. Oh, Rasau Baka. Woo. Long name. Yes, Rasau Baka. Yes. Woo.
Baka. Woo.
Hi, ma'am.
Yes, Rasau Baka. Yes.
I think I found it. Ne? I think it is 2 divided by 1 plus 6 times 6.
Oh.
That's what I think.
Right.
Equals to 48.
See.
Oh, right.
Okay, guys. So it turns out broad math doesn't exist with this thing because 2 divided by 1 is 2 plus 6 is 8. And if you multiply that by 6, you get 48. Hectic. Pamela, don't you know my saying that says brain break either gives your brain a break or breaks your brain? In this case, it was meant to break your brain. That's it. That's where we are in life. Well done, Rasalbaka. Brackets are a thing. Eee, now I feel like you guys are going to kill me. Nope, we'll do this another time. Okay. Brackets could have saved us. I agree, Umulima. They wrote it very terribly. It was a very lousy one. Lousy maths. Look at you mathematicians correcting people who are not doing maths right. Me, I'm proud. Yes. Me, I'm very proud. Discombobulated my brain. Dislocated my brain. Guys, I can't. Now your brain is in your ribs. You don't know what's going on. Okay, let me stop it. Let me stop it. Let's do one more. Okay, for one of these graphs, we're going to find the gradient, state whether it is positive or negative, find the equation, and whether it is increasing or decreasing. Okay, let's start with A. Actually, let's do A. Before you even see anything or calculate anything, is this an increasing or decreasing graph? We don't actually have to do a calculation to know this. Is A an increasing or decreasing graph? Thank you very much. It is an increasing graph. Okay, so we're answering for A. So we know it is an increasing graph. Okay, we've done that. Now we need to find the gradients. Does anybody remember the formula for the gradients of a graph? Anyone remember? The gradient. Okay, see us onto something. M is equal to y2 minus y1. Oh, we're not studying. Thank you, Sia, over x2 minus x1. Okay, so we have two coordinates here. Those are my x's and those are the y's. So let's substitute. Y2 is this one at the bottom here. So I'm going to say -3 minus y1 is 2 over x2, which is -6 minus x1, which is 4. What's -3 minus 2, guys? -3 minus 2. Integers, it's shaking. What's -3 minus 2, guys? -5, thank you, Sia. And what's -6 minus 4? Thank you, Leseho. Thanks, Omolemo, it's -10. Okay, so 2 negatives give me a positive, and 5 over 10 can be simplified to 5 over 10, 1 over 2, a half. So our gradient is a half, and we knew it was positive because it is an increasing graph. So now let us find the equation of this graph. It will be y equals a half x. Okay. Whew, that was a lot. Take your screenshots quickly, and we're gonna run off to the next lesson. Thank you, guys. Please do the poll. I almost forgot, and I almost let you guys just run away. Please do the poll before you leave. And I'll see you guys on Thursday, where we are going to continue with our revision of term 3 work. Good night, guys. How'd you know it was increasing? Okay, if you look at the graph, Andiswa, the values are increasing. Can you see that? So over here, let's look at our x. We're at -6. No, we're looking at our y. Eeh, I almost told you lies. We're looking at our y, not our x. Okay, our y here is -3. And then as you go on, it's 0, which means it increased. And as you go on, it is 2, which means it increased. You look at the shape. If it looks like a plane taking off, so it goes up, then you know it is an increasing graph. But if you look at E, look at E. E looks like you are landing on your plane. So that would be a decreasing graph, meaning your y values are getting smaller. Can you see? You had a 2 and then you got a 0. Now you have a -3. Y values are getting less and less and less and less. That means it is a decreasing graph. You always look from left to right. Okay. You look from left to right. If it's going up, it's increasing. If it's going down. Oh yeah.